Hey man, it's your boy Sarge. Hey man, we're on the Iron Elite podcast, man. I got my special guest on this morning. It's Miss Net. I think I'm starting to echo it here with myself. Let's see. Give it 1 second here. Let's try that. Okay. Should be a little bit better, man. Hey, good morning, everybody, man. Happy Saturday morning. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Whoever's on the highway, I hope you're riding safe and enjoying yourself, man. Hey, but hey, this is what we got going on this morning, man. We're going to talk I-10 to the end with Miss Nat. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good. Trying to still recover.
Trying to still recover from that ride? Hey, that's what's up. Hey, so we're going to start off by doing this. If you don't mind, if you can introduce yourself to everyone out there that's paying attention, that's watching us this morning on this podcast.
My name is Miss Net. I'm the president of Down As Dolls, MC out of the Inland Empire in California.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And she is now an official alumni of the I-10 in the end, coast to coast, social experiment. Hey, let's give her a round of applause, man. Miss Nat, that ain't for everybody, is it?
No, no.
Hey, man, that I-10 is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. But hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk a little bit about it this morning. We're going to talk about your ride. We're going to talk about, if you don't mind, how you prepared, how you executed the ride safely, most importantly, and successfully. So let's try to kind of set the stage, okay, real quick. We see this thing called this I-10 in the end. We decide, okay, from this point, from the time that we registered to the time it was time for you to take off, how many days did you have to prepare for the ride?
It was a last minute thing. It was I think I hit you up on Wednesday before I was
that was.
I wasn't planning to end to the end. I was riding to Tampa.
Right.
I did a FaceTime call with T. Luke while I was at work, and he said, "Well, if you're already coming from California, why are you not doing I-10 to the end?" And I said, "Oh, no. Next thing you know, I'm contacting you."
Right.
Little mama said, "You need to contact Sarge and Teflon, and you need to do the coast to coast." And so I had literally, I think that was Wednesday, and I left by Monday.
True. Yeah, it was. It was almost just that fast. But okay, so we'll put a little context on this thing. So just being honest, okay, so we know we're going to Tampa anyway. So, Jacksonville from Tampa, a couple hundred miles. So really you still had to prep
I did
to go to Tampa. So let's take it like this. So we're leaving because you're from for everybody that don't know, you're from Southern California, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're from LA County?
Riverside County.
Riverside County. Okay, so you were really going to prepare to go to take the ride to the East Coast anyway. So
Correct.
let me say this. Of course, you're in an MC, so you know how to ride. You know what you're doing. So let's take it from a person who like Sarge for the first time, and I want to go make this ride like you made this ride. How would I start preparing, and how soon do you think I should start preparing to make a cross country ride?
I started reaching out to everybody that I know that does cross country, and I started like Lil Mama, T. Luke, everybody that I knew that has done this. What do I need to do? And I was taking advice from them. Okay, you need to get a gas can. You need to get the tire pump thing, jumper cables. You need to have rain gear. Get the rain booties too. You're gonna need those. Eat beef jerky along the way. So make sure in your saddlebag you got beef jerky. Don't eat heavy meals. So I probably started about 3 weeks before, like buying everything, and that still was kind of too late because when you buy everything at the last minute, it hit my pockets.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 days before I think I was supposed to leave, all of a sudden I needed a brand new tire for my bike. That was $434. That I
Yikes.
did that already. So, but yeah, I started planning probably about 3 weeks before actually buying.
But okay. So we got our equipment, and I'm just telling you, it might never rain in Southern California, but it always rains on the East Coast. I'm telling you now, get a rain suit, a quality rain suit. Most important thing that you can have on the bike. Uh, so our packing list this time of year, was there, because you're coming across obviously in the tail end of October, any heated gear, any type of warm stuff, leathers, those type of things that you use, riding suits?
I was told to get heated gloves and heated gear, but I kind of started running out of funds. So I did have one of my club sisters bought me something to wear under my clothes to keep cool, and then
Mhm,
wear to keep warm, and
mhm.
then the rain gear actually helped keep me warm too.
'Cause it insulates.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I know on the East Coast, during the daytime weather is, pretty mild, it's not bad. We're still in the 80s in this area. Night might get a little bit cool, but say coming across from the West Coast, obviously in the mountains, we're dealing California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Western Texas. How did the weather sit in those areas? Really, really cold, windy? What did you have to deal with?
My neck and my shoulders hurt so bad from Texas. It was rain, and the rain hurt. It was like hail coming down, and the wind was very disrespectful. And Texas is long. It just seemed like it went on forever. Um, and I live in California and I'm in Arizona a lot, so I'm kind of used to the heat. It wasn't the heat that bothered me. It wasn't that hot. It was the wind.
Oh, okay, that disrespectful wind. I've been there. Been there, done that many of times. So so in the morning, night, wasn't too bad, right? Just maybe some insulation underneath your rain suit, and you were able to keep pushing. Am I correct?
Correct. I didn't.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed it. You say what
I,
now?
I didn't wear a leather jacket or anything. I had a jacket on. I had my little heat heat shirt, and
Mhm.
then on my rain jacket. That's it.
Okay. So awesome stuff. So awesome stuff. So we're we're planning, we're packing, uh, rain gear, some insulation stuff, obviously our roadside emergency stuff. So did you have an air compressor, battery charger, those type of things that you just packed along with you?
Yes, that was what I had in
Okay.
the bag. I used for all my tools for like the
O
gas, the air compressor, the fix a flat.
okay. Okay. So to fix a flat. Awesome. Awesome. So there it is on the emergency side stuff, some of the packing stuff. Obviously on your bike. So you don't have a tour pack. Am I correct?
No, I don't have to pack.
So everything went in those bags, man. Everything.
Well,
And,
one of my really good friends from the IE Gentleman Club, he let me borrow a suitcase, and
yeah,
so
I saw it. I saw it. Yeah.
I need to go back and explain to him that the rain was so bad and the wind was so bad that somehow the cover that went over his luggage to protect it from the rain, it blew off.
See what had happened.
Have iceberg. I'm sorry.
Hey man, she ain't mean it.
I was right. All of a sudden I look and it just and I had it on there good too. It
Right,
just
right. Hey, here's a lesson. When you think you strap it down well, strap it down
one more time. Yeah.
one more time, because at 75, 80 miles an hour for several hours, man, things get real loose real quick on you. So for your ride, you are riding a what kind of bike?
2022 Road Glide Special.
2022 Road Glad Special. Shout out to the Road Glad Specials, man. If you ain't riding a Road Glad, you missing out, bro. I'm just saying, you're missing out. So we take off. We're at take me from Santa Monica Pier now. So we taking off Santa Monica Pier. What time did we take off that morning?
So I started in the morning, and because of course I live in California, and I rode to Santa Monica Pier with my daughter. She's 11, and she rides with me all
We
over.
saw her, peep that. Shout out to the daughter. That's what's happening.
That's my mini me. So she wanted to be part of it too. So we rode up to I-10. She was on the back, so she was taking photos. Took our photos. We ate, and I think this was probably like, what time did I share my 360 with you? Like
I
10.
think it was I want to say about 5 in the morning my time. So was it 3?
No,
No.
I kept because we on different time things. So it
Right,
was
right.
early in the morning, and then I came back down I-10, got off,
Mhm,
dropped her off,
mhm.
and back on where I got off at to keep. So
Then you
say
I'm
that again.
sorry, it's a little lag, but I'm sorry, it's a little lag. Go ahead and finish your thought.
So I officially was on the road at 2:30 in the morning, California Pacific time.
Okay, so we're trucking along our strategy. We know we wanna do this, and we were looking at 3 days, right, for your goal?
Mhm.
Okay, so 3 days. Okay, shout out to you, you did that thing. Okay, so the first day, what was the strategy, the first leg on the first day? What were we trying to make it to?
So I had all my stuff planned out. So T. Luke had planned out that I need to do $1,000 or thousand miles a day. So 1,000 the first day, 1,000 the second, and then easy the last. And then my friend Iceberg from the Gentleman, he planned out all my gas stops for me.
Mhm.
And so I did do my 1,000. I stopped in Fort Stockton and went to sleep the first night. I was tired.
Right, right, I remember. So, okay, so we decided Fort Stockton. I thought to myself, I said, when you told me about T. Luke, Mr. 1,000, what did he say?
If it's
Anything less than 1,000 is uncivilized?
it's under 1,500, you take it straight to the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man. Hey, this your boy Sarge, man. Hey, I'm gonna give you 13 and I'm done. I'm done. Okay,
Hey,
what? 13 and I'm giving. That's it.
I
I'm
did
gonna
a
take it to the front yard. I'm not taking it to the door. So we do Fort Stockton, which is, in my opinion, is a pretty dang good run for a day. It's a real good run. So coming from Santa Monica Pier, let's take it to all the way to the did I lose you? I think I lost you there for a second. Let's see if we can pull you back. There we go. There we go. Okay, so taking it from Santa Monica Pier to the Arizona state line, the California Arizona state lines. Any issues, any problems, anything that we need to know about in that stretch of road and highway?
So from Palm Springs in California into Arizona, you get wind, and that wind I'm used to. That's also a disrespectful wind. And there's certain times of the day, and I don't have it that planned out yet when it's more windy, but that wind is pretty bad. And then it wasn't that hot going through Arizona at that time. Usually it's very, very hot. And I do try to do Arizona at night. Um, I did have, so I have never made it past Arizona before. I'm always in California,
Really?
Arizona.
Really?
I'm back
Awesome. Awesome.
in Nevada, and I did Utah on my iron butt in May.
Mhm.
But I did have Showboat from Soul Brothers. He met me off the 10 freeway, and he's
Man,
like,
shout out to Showboat, man. Shout out to you, bruh.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. When he told me, he said when I was gonna do my ride, he said, "Let me know, and I'll hop on the freeway and I'll ride you out." Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Everybody says it. Everybody says
They
it. Nobody
do.
does it. He texts me, and I'm sitting in rush hour traffic in Phoenix, and he was like, "Where you at?" And I said, "Where I was at." Like, okay, I'm waiting for the excuse. And he's like, "Oh, get off this exit, and I'll be there." I'll be damned. And then I thought he was only gonna ride me to like Tucson. We passed Tucson. We going. We going. I'm like, we in New Mexico.
Yeah, I peeped it. I saw that on that photo. That was very, very cool. I appreciate that.
He rode me to New Mexico, and then he said the only reason I got to turn around because I have to do something with whatever. He was gonna ride me to El Paso, just because,
Wow. Wow.
just because. But there was no. It was a cool ass ride with me and him. Like we was
Mhm,
getting. So
mhm.
at that time is when we looked on the 360, and I was in the 360 with you, and I had Big Country from Down the Pound
Right,
in there,
right, right.
and I started seeing that. Oh, he was kind of on my tail a little,
Yeah,
and
I peeped that. They were moving. They were moving coming out the gate. I peeped that.
yeah. So Showboat was like, "No, we got to pick up the speed. We got to go."
Right.
So but it was There was no issues going through Arizona, not even New Mexico. It was fine.
Okay, so no construction problems, no traffic issues, nothing like that.
Construction stuff was more that I remember was Texas.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay, cool, cool. So from El Paso to Fort Stockton, for us coming from the East Coast, I call that stretch of land no man's land. I used to call that it was the gauntlet, man, because there's nothing back there. So I'm assuming during the time of day when you got back there, it was still kind of late afternoon, early evening. Am I correct? Probably all the way up into El Paso. Did you, by the time you made Fort Stockton, and I know I'm kind of confused with the East Coast time, was it about 9? Was it about 9 o'clock that night?
Think I saw. Yeah, I think it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that.
About 9. So it was dark when you hit Fort Stockton.
It was, yeah, it was dark. It was dark. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So coming into Fort Stockton, obviously for those who have never made this ride, Fort Stockton is not the biggest town in the world. Uh, it's big by Western Texas standards, but it's not very big at all. So um, a few hotels, am I correct?
Correct.
No, maybe three. Is it about 3, 4
There's
hotels in Fort Stockton? Is it a
there's a
few hotels that sit right off 10? Am I correct?
correct.
Okay. Any in that area during that stretch of El Paso to Fort Stockton, any issues with gas stations where, you had plenty of gas stations where you were doing that stretch?
So, like I said, somebody else planned out all my gas stops for
Oh,
me.
yeah, 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 you cheated.
I,
Yeah, you got the
I'm a
answers to the test.
pit crew. Okay, there
Right,
I
right,
did
right. Oh, I ain't hating on the pit crew now. I'm not
every
hating on the pit crew.
everybody else was doing it for me, and not doing it for me, but helping me along the way. Um, when I did get tired, Lil Mama had me give her my ID and my credit card ahead of time. So if I got tired before that 1,000, that she would book my room somewhere, and I would just pull over. So as I was getting close to that 1,000, I told her, I said, go ahead and book that room. I did make it to my goal. I
Mhm,
wanted, I think it was like Candlewood Suites,
mhm,
but I was tired when I got there.
mhm.
I was beat,
That's a
and I
lot, that's a lot. So, that was your first 1,000 in a 24-hour period?
no, I did one. I did the Iron Butt in May.
Okay, so that was your second time around. And Imma tell you this, even if you've done it before, that don't get you out of it doing it the second, the third, the fourth time. It's still very taxing to do for the let me persuade. eh, I know in our arena, especially with the folks that are listening to this podcast, a 1,000 miles in a day, we look at it like, yeah, that's what we supposed to do. That's what ground pounders, that's what yonder get us supposed to do. But let's be honest with ourselves. 1,000 miles in a day is not average stuff. And I don't want nobody who's never done it to think that, okay, yeah, it's just 1,000. We can do it. I can do it. No, 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 no. It takes planning, preparation to be able to do those things because it ain't easy. Is that fair?
That is fair. So my second day, I was also supposed to do 1,000. So my first goal was from California to Fort Stockton. Then the next day I was supposed to go from Fort Stockton to Mobile, Alabama, and then from Mobile, Alabama, bring it in. I was only able to do 700 miles because the wind was so bad, and then going through the rain, it whipped my ass. It had me drained. So I didn't make my second day of 1,000 miles, but I stopped at about 700, and I was close to Lafayette, Louisiana.
Well, the best part of the ride is a lot of people do this. Matter of fact, the first time me and Sale did it together, we looked at it and planned. We said no matter what, we wanted to make our first day our best day.
Mhm.
I even do that now with when I go across with riders or I go across with club members or whatever. The first day, the best day. You get 1,000 knocked out the first day of the ride, you're going to be in the catbird seat. You truly are. So, in a situation where you're dealing with elements that's kind of taxing you, you can still be able to function and still be able to um, do it in a pretty timely manner. So, let's take it from the second day was 700 miles. So, the second day, what time did you get up and start riding?
Um, One of my girlfriends called and woke me up at 3 a.m. and told me I needed to go, need to get up. So I think I was back on the road about 4:30 in the morning. I think that's about what time I text you.
Right. I think that's about time you text me and say you were kickstands up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm looking at now, uh 4 o'clock in the morning. We're leaving Fort Stockton. It's black dark. Am I right? Blue black dark.
Dark, 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 dark.
Dark. And back there, we talking about no street light dark.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say? Because we're going through the desert, we're going through some of the mountains. How is it riding back in that area that time of morning in pitch black dark? How's it riding?
It um
And unfamiliar road.
it was scary because it says 80 miles per hour, but next after that, deer signs, deer signs. How do I do 80 miles an hour and I'm worried about a deer?
And look out for deers.
And then it starts raining. So it was and I think that's what hurt my shoulders and my neck the most because I was like tense, like trying to hold my bike, and I wasn't relaxed, I wasn't comfortable, but I knew I had to keep going.
Hmm.
I know you saw my speed on the
Hmm.
three.
I did.
I wasn't doing 80 during the rain and all that stuff. I slowed down some.
Hmm.
And it
Well,
rained
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
all the way to I think San Antonio.
I, as I think about, as you were just talking about this, I was thinking about that stretch of road during that time of morning in the dark. Um, Something that we do, we call what's it called? Chasing a rabbit. My strategy back then, I don't know if you try this as well. I find a truck. I find a truck. Preferably a tractor trailer, and I get behind and I follow along in his wheels. Or I try to find one of those uh Texas trucks, one of those big F 250s or whatever, 4-wheel drives, because those guys back there, they're trucking. They know that area well. A lot of time, farmers or whatever guys that work in that area, and they get it. And I just get behind them and I say, Lord, I'm gonna follow. Please take care of
They
me.
all got their grills on there. They're prepared for
Oh
that.
yeah, they got the brush guards and the whole things on the grill. So when I find one of those, I go heaven and I don't let go. If he do 85, 90, I'm doing 85, 90 behind him because he's gonna take care of whatever I need to see out there.
At that time of morning, there really wasn't a lot of even trucks out there. There wasn't a lot of people on the road.
Yeah, you're not gonna see too many tractor trailers that time, but you do see some of the farmers that getting out, especially during the weekday, getting ready to go to work or what have you. But tractor trailers, you normally don't see them getting on that road that time of morning until right at daybreak. Am I correct? Okay. So we get into San Antonio, we dealing with wind, we're dealing with rain now. Um, any issues going through San Antonio dealing with traffic or anything like that or construction?
There was Texas had a lot of construction. All through Texas, there was a lot of construction. And then I had to go through the rush hour traffic, like the morning traffic.
Hmm.
And I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'3.5", 5'4", and my bike is very heavy. And you can't split lanes there. I'm used to California. I don't
Nope.
see traffic. So that was kind of difficult for me because the stop and go, trying to make sure I don't drop my bike. It was a challenge.
Okay. So mm, interesting about Texas. Don't try to split lanes in Texas, man. They'll run you off the highway. I'm they are not playing any games with you. Um, I'm very happy that you didn't get caught up in any type of rush hour traffic during that area because it can be really, really taxing, especially for um, mainly Houston. And I'm gonna get to Houston, but in the stop and go traffic, bikes are running hot, clutch hand is starting to feel like you got carpal tunnel, and that's when the fun really starts to begin. I'm looking at during your time of your riding during the daytime. Any issues with heat during the daytime, anything that took its toll on your body. I know the rain and the wind got you, but any issues with heat during the daytime? Any issues with hydration?
I stayed. Well, part of my preparing, I started drinking a lot of water. Like a week before getting ready to go on
Mhm.
my. I quit drinking alcohol. Um,
Smart.
Yeah, because I was trying to get my
Mm-hmm.
body ready.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I drank a lot of water along my
Mm-hmm.
ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I do
So
all, if I need to drink, pickle juice or
right,
mustard, a little.
right.
But I wasn't
To stop
dehydrated.
from cramping.
Yeah, the heat wasn't that bad.
Okay. Yeah, you had a sweet spot. I tell everybody if you're gonna make the run, I know everybody normally PTO and that type of stuff. The summer is everything. Um, but October and April is the best time to make that run. You cheat. I ain't gonna say you're cheating because you still got to pay for those miles. But
Yeah.
weather-wise, I love it. I love it. It's not too extreme or anything like that. But so let's talk. We're the second day. Let's talk meal plan. How were we eating? What were we doing on the road? Oh boy, here we go. Oh boy, here we go.
When I posted
Yeah.
one of my club sisters said, "Press, you lost weight. You're not eating. Like you're getting skinny."
Mhm. Mhm.
I can't eat when I'm riding. I can't. So I do the beef jerky. Or I think my second day I did do like a chorito, chiquito. I don't know, chiquitos, something.
Taquito.
So I had one of those.
Mhm.
But I wasn't really hungry. I wasn't hungry.
So you didn't even eat at night when you got to the hotel or anything like that?
I think it was like my second night. I finally
Mhm.
ate. I
Mhm.
s- I stopped in by Lafayette because I told you I was exhausted. That's the day that I dropped my bike. But no, the day before that, I was tired. I had dropped my bike at the gas station when I pulled up. I was so tired.
Well, that was a detail. I didn't hear about that one. That's a detail.
I was tired and I pulled up to the gas station and I don't have highway pegs. Highway pegs for me, I got to get the extension. That's
Mhm. Right.
$100. So I don't have highway pegs. And so my knees were like kind of cramped and they were kind of sore. And I went to stop at the gas station and put my legs down and
Kinda
I didn't
numb, huh?
have strength. My bike said, whoop.
Oh, it happens to the best of us now. It happens to more times than not. When that happens, a lot of times people pull into the gas pump with the highway pegs down, and it
Mm,
hits the pillar of the pump. So
okay.
you went to put your feet down and nothing there. Right,
And it fell. I got crash bars for a reason. So I just
right,
looked.
right, for sure.
It was nighttime, so there was nobody out there. But a couple of guys had drove by and they did a U-turn and came back and they were
Good for you.
because nobody was stopping to help me. And they
Oh,
picked
really? Hey,
yeah.
hey, that's when you drop. You go. Oh, I meant to do that. Everything. Is good."
And then I pick up my own bike. Teflon said he's gonna teach me how to pick up my bike because I should know how to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do. And there's a proper technique to do that because if you don't do it the right way, you can blow your knees out. You really
Yeah.
can mess yourself up bad. But I've seen it. I've seen it with the proper technique. I've seen a little female at about 125 pounds pick up a full road glide with no problem at all. But there's a technique to doing
Yeah,
that. Uh,
too.
what's that now?
I said I've seen it too. One of my old club sisters, she's tiny. She a little thing, and
Mhm.
she's and I seen her pick it up. I'm like, you want help? She's got it. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's important because just I mean anything can happen on the road. You can pull over to the side for something, and the next thing you know, you drop the bike and you're in the middle of nowhere, nobody to help you, and that's a real issue. But hey, I'm gonna forgive you for dropping it at the gas station. I've seen many of us do it.
Mhm.
Many of us do it. Yeah, just the dumbest stuff. Just something so simple as forgetting to put down the kickstand because you've been riding all day and your mind has been cluttered on a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, real quick note, I always tell everybody if I've been riding long distance, before you come up me and just start distracting me with a bunch of stuff, give me at least 10 seconds to gather my mental thought
Mhm.
because that's when crazy stuff happens to you.
Yep.
It does. So anyway, so taking it, okay, so now let's take it day two, the end of day two, we make it to did we stop in Lafayette or did we make it? I don't think we made it to we didn't
So
make it to Mobile. We made it to Lafayette the second day, right?
correct. My goal was Mobile. I didn't make it,
Right.
but I made like Scott or Lafayette, right by I guess they're next to each other. That's where I made it, and that's where I had my first meal because
Mhm.
I said because I haven't wasn't able to sleep. So even my very first day when I was getting ready to leave for my first day out,
Mhm.
I was told to shut down at like 6 p.m. if I'm leaving at 2 something in the morning. Well, I laid down, but I couldn't go to sleep. I was too excited. And so I got no sleep. The next day, I still didn't get no sleep. And then, hold on. And then, so I made sure that I fed myself good. The second
Mhm.
night, I ate it. I think it was like Huddle House, kind of like a Waffle House.
Yeah,
And I had
Huddle.
like country
Yeah,
fried,
Huddle House. I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
yeah, fried steak, some mashed potatoes, and vegetables. And I ate the entire thing. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
make myself go to sleep. So I ate that and I went back to the room. And I think I got like 5 hours sleep.
Okay. Okay. So now we get in. We're in Lafayette now. So now this part, any issues going through Houston, going through Lake Charles, Beaumont, Texas, anything in that area there? Because I know there's a lot of construction.
It was construction. There was a lot of construction, and the road. It was kind of scary because it's not like you don't know what you're gonna hit, and then the uneven pavement. The uneven.
Right.
I saw that a lot, and so in one of them, it was in the middle lane because I was like, well, let me not be over here on the left, let me not be on the right because I don't want to be in the uneven. And all of a sudden, I'm riding in the middle, and it drops down, and I'm in the
Mhm.
like gravel. That was kind of scary.
Okay, okay. But yeah, they've been doing construction on that stretch of highway since Christ was a baby, man. It don't matter. It's just consistent year after year after year. So, shout out to Texas and Louisiana, man. Y'all fix that, man. Get that mess together. Good God. I mean, holy moly. I'm starting to think that they're in I don't know, man. They're in cahoots with the tire company, man. As long as they don't forget that thing completely fixed, we'll keep buying tires going through there. But anyway, so we're in Lafayette. Lafayette now is in my opinion, a day's run from Jacksonville. Am I correct on that?
Hmm.
Okay, so we are a day's run now from Jacksonville. So now we feeling it. We know we're 2/3 of the way there. It's time. It's game time now. I'm sure everybody's calling you and bugging you at this point, aren't they?
Hmm. You keep
Yeah.
going
So
there.
so
Uh,
yeah. So now, what's the strategy on day 3? Because we can smell it. We can smell the Florida air. What's our strategy? Bring it on in.
yeah, I kind of cheated a little. T. Luke told me somebody had told him you take Mountain Dew and a 5 hour energy drink and you mix it together. You don't drink it, you sip it. And
Mhm.
so, I don't lie, I sipped that the whole rest of the way and pulled it in, and that's really how I got in.
Okay, a Mountain Dew and a 5-hour energy.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mixed.
Wow.
When I got to Jacksonville that night, I couldn't sleep.
Oh man, I know you would. I know you were tripping. I'm just trying to get that in my mind. That sound like T. Lou. That sound like that sound like something he would
We
do.
were the girls talking about it this morning. We're like, that's liquid crack.
Yeah, you were on you remember back in the day, speed?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was that was speed on steroids. Wow. I mean, well,
But had to get there because, like I said, I kept looking at that 360. Country was closing in on me, and he was taking screenshots of our 360, and he was sending it to me, talking about I'm on your head, I'm on your head. I was like, dang, bed down, bro, bed down, go to sleep. So I would get up earlier, I would ride longer than him, and then get up earlier than him, and then I drank that drink to stay ahead.
because when me and the wife met you, you look like you were in pretty good condition. I was
Thank
I was expecting you to look all beat up, like Snoopy and
you.
but you look like you were pretty good. But one thing I knew you was not gonna do was come back out to that gas station that night to meet me down the plan. I knew you weren't gonna do that.
Hey, I said,
I didn't
I'm coming back out. I can't. I want to see the bros when they come in. I'm all excited for him. And you was like, you better get in the cage. Cage? Mama, come
that
out.
part.
And then he
That
said
part.
his bike. I don't know. I can't ride backpack. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I got back when I got to lay down in Jacksonville. I said I lied. I'm not coming back out. Good night.
Oh, I knew it was over.
Yeah.
I knew it was over. Normally after that, the adrenaline is pumping, everything is going, but once you settle in for just right after a shower, it is all over. So let's take it. So now let's before we get in Jacksonville, I remember Let me make sure my memory said because it was daylight when you came in. It was about mid-afternoon, early evening. Am I correct?
Wait, for Jacksonville?
Mhm. I think you got in around.
The- When you're on the road, I lost track of days, times,
Oh,
all
I
that.
can believe it. I can believe it. Well, Imma help you with this one. It was during that time, it was closing in, I think, close to about 4 o'clock. So we get you in. Let's talk the Panhandle. How was the Panhandle from you from going from Pensacola to Jacksonville? Any issues? That's a boring behind stretch of road from
The
Pensacola to Jacksonville. Am I correct?
Yes, yes. But here's well, going through like Louisiana and Mississippi, all that stuff. Bridges. I don't go over bridges.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of bridges.
I was on a conference call in my head in my helmet, and all of a sudden I'm like, "You guys, there's a freaking bridge ahead of me," and it looked like it was going like this. And
Mhm.
my club sisters, they're in Shreveport, and one of them was on the phone, and she said, "Oh, girl, that's nothing. We go over that all the time." No, I don't do bridges. And they were like, "Don't look down, don't look down, just keep looking straight." And it was like it was bridge after bridge after bridge. So um, I think now I can do bridges.
In the South, especially the Southeast, there's bridges everywhere. There's water everywhere. So anybody that's riding through Louisiana, Alabama, uh, Florida, just yeah, it's gonna be bridges everywhere. So we get you, we get you into Jacksonville, safe and sound. Uh, this is the farthest trip ever made. Am I correct?
Yep.
Farthest trip ever made. So let's do this if you don't mind. This is our last segment. Let's talk about the good of the trip, the bad, and if there is anything, the ugly, and then whatever closing remarks that you have from there.
The good. Um, it was beautiful, even though there was rain. It was really cool to see like the other states. And everyone talks about Florida, how long it was and boring. I'm from Seattle, Washington. All I saw was green and trees. That was great to me. That wasn't boring.
Yeah.
I liked
You know,
it.
a little bit remind you a little bit of home, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um, but and on the good part, this ride was it was good for my mental. You don't have nothing but time to think, and I did a lot of thinking, and it was good.
I think long distance rides like this is very good for the mind because
Hmm.
that's all you have to do is to think.
Yep.
You reflecting on stuff that happened when you were 9 years old. And
Yeah. So it was an emotional ride for me too. There was times
awesome.
where I was riding because I started thinking about stuff, and then like I said, the support that I had on the road, all the clubs checking in on me,
Hmm.
every I was on the road by myself, but I wasn't on the road, and I did tear up about that because everybody's like, "Well, if you need this in this city, if you need this, we got you, we got you." And then people were like, "On the way back, let us hop in with you, let us ride you," and I'm like,
Awesome.
"Dang!" So that's the good.
Mhm. Any bad? I don't think it was no bad for you. That disrespectful rain and wind.
That's it. I
Yeah.
look, hit it back yet though.
True. True. True.
But no, we're not gonna claim nothing bad. It's gonna be all good on the way back. But no, it was my ride was dope.
I believe so. I,
Yeah.
I I watched it. I saw how on the outside looking in. I saw how you had a huge, huge fan club, and I think that's so important when you're on the road to know that people care about you, to know that people's looking after you, to know people who's cheering you on. I think during those times where those miles get a little tough,
Hmm.
just to have somebody post a like and say, "You got it. I'm
Hmm.
safe. We're with you. We're cheering you on." For me, it normally gives me an extra 10, 15 miles when I think I don't have any miles left. What about you?
Hey, maybe gave me a little bit more than that.
Awesome, awesome. And another thing I'm gonna say is because I believe in a U. The U is not for Miami. The U is not for you. The U is for the unity. And I think the unity comes from us riding and having like minded ideas about riding and loving riding and the compassion for riding, we come together. The unity really makes us strong in
Mhm,
what we do.
mhm,
And that's why I call this ride so affectionately the social experiment. When you share your experiences with me and I share my experiences with you, it makes us want to be our greatest. What
mhm.
do you think? What's your opinion on that?
No, I agree, and the unity is crazy because everybody came together to help me
Mhm,
I ride, and
mhm,
and I'm still meeting people that were following me, like coming
mhm.
up. Oh my gosh, you're the coast to coast one, or you're the one that came from California. I don't even know these people. They're coming.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It, it's
That's crazy.
it the unity.
That's crazy. One of my fellow brothers who's out of the Merced chapter, shout out to Rooster, man. Rooster said, Sarge, it was like I was a rock star coming across the country. He said people I didn't even know
Mhm.
knew so much about me, was inboxing me and texting me and all kind of stuff and cheering me on. He said I had people giving me money that I didn't even know who they
So
were.
you posted my Cash App, and I was like, yeah, right. People ain't gonna do nothing, you know. Randomly, I was getting $20 here, get lunch, $20 here. I got a few of them, and I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that was dope.
I
That
tell
was
everybody, even for the ones who say, I don't need any cash app charge. I say, wait a minute. You're sharing with us.
yeah,
You're sharing. So when you share with us, we in turn share with you. We ain't giving you nothing for free. You're sharing your time. You're sharing your ride. You're exposing yourself to us. So when we want to give you love and support you back, how dare you turn down our love and support?
right, right.
Right, right.
Now I know
Well,
I will because it was done to me. So when next time I
mhm.
see somebody else do it, I'm gonna make sure that I also support too.
Obviously, I tell you what, don't matter how much money you make in life, don't matter how much you've saved for the trip. A little $20 here for a tank of gas or $10 for a sandwich at the Love's truck stop. It just says something
It does.
about the whole get out. And Miss Net, I want to say this. I appreciate you for caring enough to share your ride with us. Um, you could have went and did what you had to do down in Tampa and said, "Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't got time for that." But you took the time to do this to offset your trip to come to Jacksonville to be part of this. And I just want you to let you know that this means a lot to us. This means the world to us. And we want to welcome you to the family with open arms. Now you are officially an alumni of the I-10 to the end family.
Thank you.
Awesome job. Awesome job. Any closing remarks before I let you go do your thing? I know you got to go to the picnic, the pool party, all that old stuff out there.
Worried today.
Oh, that's what's cracking. That's what's cracking.
last
I
night,
know y'all gonna.
last night was cracking. It was like when we pulled up to the meet and greet, it was like a carnival. I like it was. It's not like how it is on the West Coast. It's different out here.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
would say out here, there's so many more female riders, and the
Tons.
the
Tons.
women here, like I have met so many women since I've been here, and they're cool. They're not
Yeah.
fishing with you or anything. They're like, it's different out here.
Awesome.
I like it.
Awesome. Awesome. You're gonna see a ton of them out there. Matter of fact, you're gonna see some legends out there too.
Mhm.
Some great riders out there. So hey, anyway, ma'am, I'm not gonna hold you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm still gonna be tracking you. Do me a favor, even on the way going back. When are you leaving to go back to the West Coast?
Tomorrow morning, I got to be to work by Wednesday.
You got to get to work, got to get that money because you done spent a lot coming. So if you don't mind, tap in with us on the Ireland Elite page on the way going home. Hey, just let us know what you're doing. You'll be surprised. Folks might still want to support you. I hope they still want to support you going back home as well. And we want to make sure we can watch you all the way till you make it back to home safe and sound, because that's when we know that the real mission has been accomplished.
Mhm.
Hey, salute, ma'am, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. I
We'll
want
see
to
you next time.
thank you to
Take
you.
care.
Thank you. I
Keep
appreciate
it motorcycling. You dig?
it.